You could still experience adventure in a committed thing.
Yeah, Justin, you can experience an adventure in a committed thing.
Yeah. You can
That's the point.
experience convention. What is it?
Welcome to Guys
Guys, we are here with our dear friend and stand-up comedian and saver and trainer of dogs, Justin Silver.
Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome back. I'm so glad to be back.
It's so nice to have somebody on that just, it's like
Did
a
you
friend.
did you just correct my intro to you on the show?
You're moody with me today. Not at all. I'm saying it's so good to be back. I recollect you saying you don't have repeat guests.
That was old us. Now we're kind of just doing the thing where we have our friends on a lot because every other podcast does that. We're sick of interviewing people we don't like.
I'm still glad to be back.
Yes,
Lovely
too.
ladies. What's up?
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm a little under-rested. I'm trying to get off these fucking sleeping pills.
Okay.
So wait, so you've not taken the sleeping pill, so you didn't get a lot of sleep last night?
I did not take a sleeping pill, so I did not get a lot of sleep last night.
Okay. What is this? I've never taken a proper sleeping pill.
You've taken like a Xanax.
No.
Hey, you never taken an Ambien?
No.
You never taken a Lunesta?
No.
You've never
keep
taken all three at the same time?
Listing
I'm
of
not a
medicine.
downers
Girl,
girl.
you ain't living.
I'm an uppers gal. I don't take downers.
Yeah, I run anxious, so
Yeah.
I'm never gonna have good sleep hygiene.
Okay.
You know, when they're
Sleep
like,
hygiene.
sleep
Yes.
hygiene. They're like,
Yeah.
put your start to wind down, no
Yeah.
screens, get the
Low
phone
light.
out, all the shit.
Yeah.
When I was in LA, things automatically, it was like my circadian rhythm was just, I didn't have to do anything. It was like in bed, asleep by 11, up at 7, boom. Because especially, because
I'm
that's
on
like how
LA
that culture
time.
is.
Yeah.
Here, I'm like, me and Corinne will be DMing it on Instagram at like fucking 4 o'clock in the morning.
But I like that works for me. So because you always talk about how much you hate New York, and I'm like, I don't
do.
understand. Just move to LA. No one's stopping you.
You know what?
Someone's stopping you.
No one's
Justin's
stopping me.
stopping you.
Via my therapist's suggestion, she's like, I choose to live in New York. I don't have to. You have to change your word. And it's like, I choose to live here. It's true. Listen, I sacrifice
about
for like
perspective.
I sacrifice for the things that I love to do and the art that I like to do that is just like more at my fingertips here.
Also, you
But
have
I
a great apartment.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So do you. So do you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
You all have great. Oh wow, it's a great apartment club.
But
Yeah.
no, I didn't sleep that great last night. So I'm working on it.
Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do? How's your dating?
It's been,
Are you dating anybody? Are you seeing anybody?
I should be.
Oh my God.
No.
Is that what your mother says?
No, I like should be.
Why? But why? Can you explain why should you be?
Here's why I should be. Because I've been so much less motivated to. I've talked to you both about this in private.
Yeah.
I've been so much less motivated to. And
Why is that?
I think it's a combination of things. I think it's like, first of all, I remember hitting, like I'm older than I look. I remember hitting this point in age. I'm not saying this number on here. I remember hitting this point in age where I was
You're
like,
worse than a chick.
I'm not worse than a chick.
Age.
I'm about the same as a chick and half a gay guy. That's I think that's an accurate appraisal of what I am.
Okay.
No, I hit this thing where I was like, dudes are so like driven by sex to the point where it's like it's burdensome. Like a man's horniness is a fucking burdensome thing. 20s and then I hit this point where it kind of dropped off, and I was like, this is like I would take this 1,000 times. I would take this every time. Not that my sex, I don't have one. It's just like it's significantly dropped off, and I was like, this is such a better mental state.
You're
Like
like clarity. You have
not on the
clarity in your
prowl.
brain.
Yeah, the things that I would do, like
what?
what does everybody do to fucking get laid? It was like I remember when
Lie.
I don't
Cheat,
I've never
steal.
no I've never done any of those
Speed.
things. I've never done any of those things.
You never cheated?
We've talked about this. I've never cheated.
Okay,
on
well, you have
anybody.
to you have to say it on the air because the listeners don't know
That I've never cheated.
what we've
I never,
privately talked
but I'm
about.
saying like the amount of time I would spend like on dating apps, sending messages. It was like it'll just
It's like a game, you know?
Yeah, it just like drives you, and then it's like the things that I would do at like it's Tuesday night. Like of course I'll go meet this person at like whatever bar and stay up.
Yeah.
Like you just like go to the ends of the earth for it. Like you're so sex driven,
Right?
especially- And then it like kind of dropped off, which is like more comfortable, but.
Do you miss it?
No, is what I'm saying. Like I
Nice.
don't. Like I think that this to me feels like what normal should feel like.
Yeah.
It's so fascinating how much time men do spend, especially in their 20s, trying to fuck, and how much they still accomplish in the workspace.
No. How? Well,
I guess
it's
they
'cause
just
women
cut out
are-
the part where they're good people.
Yeah, that part. Also, they don't got to get ready.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time.
Well,
when
but
you're fucking,
Justin
you
is
get ready.
getting
Some of us
ready.
do.
Justin's getting
Some
ready.
of us do.
Yeah, but you're getting ready, and our routine and your routine, different times.
I've been in a hotel room with Justin when he was getting ready, and honestly, it took a while.
Did it really
How long
take?
does it take?
I don't
Look at
think.
him.
I don't think. No. I'm like,
It was like airboxing though,
Listen,
and
yeah.
then like
also, by the way, there was another day where I didn't sleep and I was a little bit fucking delirious when we were in
at
when we were in
Skankfest?
Vegas.
Maybe you should
Yeah.
take those sleeping pills.
I should take this. I should. Yeah. I got to the point where I have to take so many of them now. They're like,
So many?
yeah, because like they just stop working at a certain point. Like your body,
he's
it's like,
built up a tolerance to
Right.
the drugs.
Dude, someone's gonna have
That's a
to. Someone's gonna have
shitty
to
place
shoot
to
me
be.
with a fucking elephant tranquilizer. Like I just
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But no, you're right. You're right. It is a. But I think that's what drives men to be successful anyway. Like you think about
Getting
if they're-
pussy.
I mean, this is like so biology 101.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
when
Like,
I was walking into the building today, a homeless man was like, "I'll pay you $1,000 to eat your pussy," and he was like 80, and I was like, "Whoa."
wow, that's like a
I gotta
fucking
go,
double
but-
win right there.
Well, how
That's
does
a
he
good
have
amount.
$1,000?
I was gonna
He
ask
doesn't.
the same thing.
Oh, he doesn't. But
It
I
would
was
be
just
great if you like
wow,
show me the money and
this
then we'll talk.
old ass dude who doesn't have a home is just worried about eating pussy.
If he was,
really-
if it was just like show me your tits, I'd 100%
I'd do it for
say
free.
like I think you should do this.
You would show it for free, right? Yeah.
A homeless guy, just one titty.
That's philanthropy.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
Show him a titty, whatever.
Yeah, I'd be into that. I'm like,
Times Square is too clean these days. He must be real disappointed.
you're a bit.
I don't care anymore.
What's the opposite of the voyeur? The person who likes to be seen.
Oh, I like that too.
What's
What's
that?
the opposite of someone who likes to be
Voyeur is
seen?
the person who likes
Yeah.
to watch. What's the
Keeping
other
Tom.
thing? No. The other thing was exhibitionist. You're a bit exhibitionisty.
Yeah, a
So-
little bit.
Yeah,
little
I am
bit.
too.
But not as much anymore.
No, but I do like walking around like naked at like a big hotel.
Yeah,
window.
I
like
love that.
I keep
I'll
the windows wide
masturbate
open.
in the window
Yeah.
with
so
my
funny.
ass
I would love
almost
somebody-
against the window.
Totally, like windows open.
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
like
yeah.
to be watched like
whoever
that.
wants to see it, have at it.
Do you
In my
identify
head,
with
only
this?
hot people are watching.
Nothing. What? Do you ever feel that way?
That I want to
I
have.
just want to get like the other guy's perspective on that. Like
Wait.
you like enjoy being like if like you're in a hotel room, you're naked, like you'd want the windows open, and if someone was to you like across the building, you'd be like into that or no?
I don't know. I'll tell you this. I don't know that it's something that I'm into necessarily, but there's construction going on right across from my like
You getting
my
catcalled?
apartment. No, I'm not getting catcalled, but like I walk around
Make a
naked in my
video about it.
apartment, and
Yeah.
like I whether the shades are open or not, like I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
and it is all guys. It's not like it's like
Yeah, he doesn't
women
care.
on the job like building the extension of this.
You don't know
apartment.
that.
Did they offer you
Bitch.
$1,000 to eat your pussy or no?
I wish. God,
Wow.
we'd be doing business.
We don't pay him
like,
here.
just like
He
that.
works for free.
Yeah.
so,
He donates his time.
to answer your question,
Yes.
this is what made me nervous. I was like, listen, man, like you're getting older, and like you should like I want companionship. Like I don't like really want like.
You don't.
I don't really give a
You
shit.
wanna
I don't
hold a
really give a shit
hand.
anymore. No, I really like. I want like companionship. I'm like the only person in my family not married or without kids. Not that I want to have kids or not. Not that.
Yeah,
but I'm
because I
like,
was like, do all the people in your family have great marriages that you aspire to have?
I don't know anybody who has like perfect. There's a few people
Not
I know who you're like
perfect,
they
but,
have
like-
like great marriages. So
Yeah,
it's
like
not.
a lovely love.
Yes, it's not necessarily that. It's like companionship and sharing your life. Like I had like beautiful Brutus who's like, I'm like, oh, you want to like share this? Like you
Yeah.
guys both come over. We hang out. I'm like, I
Yeah,
like
I
when
love it.
like there's like a connection I have like with so many of my female friends, and I'm like, all right, it would be nice if like you stuck your thing in their things.
Right.
With one of these. So, but
was
I
a
was
good
like,
sell.
but I have to like force myself. I have to like force myself to do dating apps. I'm like, you have to like put some work in on this.
But have you ever tried not putting any work into it and seeing what happens?
Yeah, but I feel like, yeah, of course. Like then
I did that once, and then it was crickets for a year. But
I remember that, yeah.
yeah, we hung out a lot.
We hung out a lot. The majority of how I've met people has always been like we do social things.
yeah.
Everything we do is social. So we meet a ton of people, but I'm just like, if that has not, I don't go out as much as I've simmered down a little bit, which is like, I feel like here's what it is. It's like, there's like a trade-off. There's like a graph here where you're like, because I've simmered down a little bit and I'm
Yeah.
not running around, I'm out and about, the amount of people I'm going to meet running around being out and about is less. So you're going to have to do something else to supplement that.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like my testosterone injections, but of vajaj.
Of the zhuzh.
Vajaj. You don't ever call vajaj?
My pussy?
Yeah.
No,
I
I
feel
call
like
it my pussy.
No, I know that. That's just very harsh. I'm
Yeah.
saying like
Harsh.
your vajaj is like a little bit.
It's French.
Yeah, it could be.
It's like saying Target.
Yes. Instead of Target?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You never heard
Women
that?
call it Target.
No.
Because it's so expensive. No, it's just, it's fancy. So yeah, it's interesting. Like aging, some people, we were talking about this earlier, like I think men like it less than women. Men have a harder time with aging than women do. Even though that
really?
society would paint the picture that women have a harder time because we aren't fuckable, but we don't actually think that.
Wait, who?
We feel great.
All of our male friends are having a harder time with aging than we are.
I don't think I'm having a hard time with aging because I'm not physically aging that much.
No.
So I don't think I'm having a hard time with that.
I think it's more like the mental grasp of it.
Yeah.
But that's also part of it. You're like, holy, like.
But you don't feel like you're physically aging?
I am, but I'm not physically.
Like
that
less athletic
testosterone.
than you used to be?
So this is what I was just going to say. I was like, the aches and pains in my body just from like fitness and stuff and what I have to, like, those things are different. There's like a tiredness in it, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, we just did Funny for Fido, my charity event. I'm sure like Corinne's mentioned on it, right? Mm-hmm. So we just did Funny for Fido, and like some of my friends from camp came.
Yeah.
Like my Jewish sleepaway camp friends. I'm like, you look like old fucking Jews, man.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm like,
I'm like,
you couldn't, like,
Jesus Christ.
you
I get
look
that.
like
Shout out. Thanks for coming to my really expensive charity event.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? I was just okay, dude, this is like.
Oh yeah, city people age slower.
Do they?
I think so.
And it's also like if they're married and have kids, they're going to look older
what it
because
is.
it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
it's a lot of
My
stress.
sisters, like every year,
We're
they
sleeping
age like
until
dogs.
noon.
They age like, we do. There's like a freedom. So
We can stay up till 5.
But wait, what was the thing? Wait, you said that you were having this discussion, or your
We were
research
talking about how
this?
like
It's our assessment.
it's kind of like society's little trope that women like don't tell him your age, ladies. He's gonna
Right.
think you're too old to fuck or whatever. And it's like it's actually not like we don't feel that way. Like women feel like we're feeling great as we get older.
Some do,
And
some don't.
Yeah,
I think it's like
I guess
some
I'm
do.
surrounded by a lot of women that are older, like in their 40s. I have some female friends that are in their 50s, and they feel great. They don't look in their 50s.
You're also different than the average, both of you. The average woman is like, you're these like successful artists who do things on their own terms.
We have
Like
fun.
and who you live in New York. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, you're not
so I was
like,
gonna say like a city.
I think millennials as a group, though, feel pretty young.
yeah.
they are pretty young.
I think Gen Z feels older than us.
Well, that was just like an article that came out recently that Gen Z feels like they're aging like milk. That was going viral the other day.
really?
Yeah.
That was in the article. I was just telling you, like, just the article I said
promoting
about
yourself?
about promoting yourself, like artists promoting yourself, and that whole thing. And they talk about, of course, it goes into like how Gen Z feels and their stress and their anxiety. Like,
Yeah.
Well, because
you know.
Gen Z has it feels like they have the burden of all our mistakes on their shoulders. But
What
every
mistakes
youngest,
did we make?
Every
youngest
feel that way.
generation
Yeah.
has that.
Wait, what mistakes where did we fuck up? The environment?
Wait a second.
I mean,
boomers did that.
among
Yeah.
other things.
Oh, I thought you were asking where your parents fucked up. I was like,
No,
Krystyna, have you talked to them?
Yeah, that's why they're blocked on my phone. No, but like, what did millennials do that was so fucked up?
But millennials wouldn't have had kids yet, real. Oh, no, my sisters have kids. That's millennial.
What are you
It's
talking
like-
about? Millennials definitely would have kids. We're
Right.
like, I'm literally 38 years old. It's
Right.
almost too
Good
late to
point.
have kids.
Yeah, millennials
Those kids, but
almost
those
can't
kids,
have
those kids would be in single digits right now for the most part. So they're not like
A lot of
totally
them
depressed
will.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that our generation, like, I think was the first one to not really have kids and get married. I mean, I know that's city life too, but it seems like even now the Midwest is like, just because I'm 23 doesn't mean I'm gonna get hitched.
Yeah.
Like people are getting married later in life, which is cool.
I think it is cool.
But companionship is nice. Like, what do you like about companionship?
You listen, man. There's these nice things in my life that I love being alone. Like I love things on my own terms. Like listen, the same apartment that we were just talking about, I've lived with my ex-girlfriends in there, and I've been like,
You have?
yeah, I lived with my ex-girlfriend Erin in there, who was like at that event that you met.
Okay.
And I was just like, okay, the difficulty of like someone's just basic living habits in like still an
It's a
800
lot.
square foot one bedroom where you're like, all right, we have to share this bath. Like those things make me fucking nuts.
Me too.
Like,
That's why I'm going to renew my lease again and not move in with Colin. Because I'm like,
But you live
I
next
have
door,
my
which is
perfect
perfect.
home.
It's perfect.
You have your perfect
It's
home.
perfect.
It's boyish. It's like gentlemanly. Mine is super girly and there's pink flowers everywhere. I don't want to combine.
Who's the guy who wrote there's this book? Shit, I'll find it. God damn it. But he writes this character where he's like, it's just this true crime book. And like, he has this relationship where it's like, they get married in it. And the thing is like, she's like, you keep your apartment, I'll keep mine. We'll just keep things the way they are.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I ever thought, like, wait a second, you can have a copacetic relationship like that where you don't drive each other fucking crazy for the sound of their breathing, because there's enough like space. And there's enough space to like be your own sound.
Yeah, and I think that like a romantic partner, like to me, is such a precious thing. And I had a boss a while back. I've talked about like she treated her partner. She had a boyfriend, and she just treated him like he was very special. Like their relationship was really special, and I remember witnessing it a lot. And I was like, wow, you're different around him, but like in a really good way. Like you save the best of yourself for him. Not that you're shitty in work or anything, but like you just have like a lovely thing. And I'm like, I would hate I don't want to foster an environment where I could potentially be bitter and hate the way you breathe. And I think it's inevitable when you're living with somebody, no matter how great they are.
Especially in an apartment in New York.
That's what I'm saying. Bukowski wrote that. He wrote the first 6 months of a relationship are the best.
He was beating the shit out of women regardless. That guy's an asshole.
Yes, Bukowski, he's a psychopath. Damn, but he's right. He goes, the first 6 months of a relationship are the best, and then it's endless revealing and unraveling.
No, well, I mean, I like the, I don't like the unraveling. I like the revealing. But yeah, you can't not get sick of.
And like, that's why.
And like your home is so beautiful.
I appreciate that. But I do like, I was just like, to me, also a lot of relationship, like I'm not, so much of it also has to do with I think with men, like so much of the way you feel about yourself also relationship wise is tied to your success and tied to, tied to your career. I
think for women too, though.
I think so too, but like I think men like historically more.
Yeah, I think men. I was like, it doesn't really have any bearing on my work, whether I'm in a relationship or not a relationship. When I'm in a relationship, maybe I'm more tired, so I have to like really like prioritize work in my head. Whereas when I'm by myself, I can just kind of do it, at 5 in the morning, a little at 5 in the morning, a little at 3 in the morning. But the work ethic is there regardless.
Yeah. I'm
so interested by people who like yearn for companionship. I just don't have that at all. I don't have it at all.
I'm not yearning for it. What I'm saying is I'm not like yearning for it.
It's fine.
But
I love companionship.
I know you do. I'm not saying I'm yearning for it. I'm like this.
It'd be nice.
This is important, and it's like this is something worth paying a little bit of attention to, a little more than I have been, because you're like, it'll just work out. Like I am comfortable by myself.
But seemingly you're open to companionship without like the fire, and that to me is companionship, like a companionship that was like fun and comfortable, but like without like the fire of like this. You're like, you don't have to be like wildly sexually attracted to the person. I could never live with someone unless I wanted to fuck their brains out.
No, that's exactly. I feel the exact same way.
Yeah, to me, companionship implies that like you are sexually attracted to the person.
But I'm saying like from what Justin's told me.
No. I could that
you would just be comfortable having like a nice life with someone who you weren't like didn't want to fuck their brains out.
No, absolutely not. I'm saying the opposite is true. Anytime, and you know who all these people are, anytime you've seen me head over heels for somebody, that's the thing where I'm like, fuck. Then that's the thing that'll kick it in to where I'm like, okay, now I want to be with this person. I'm saying when things are just kind of even like they are, and I meet somebody and they're nice and we'd be compatible, I'm like, what's the difference? Like I have to be like, my head has to want to explode for your pussy for me to be able to be like, all right, like,
have fire.
Now I'm going to make this effort that I would have made otherwise. Like so many people, I feel like, dude, I know so many people in these, like, I can't say they're miserable because you don't know what goes on in anybody's house, but it's like, this was the right person and it seemed right. And like, so they go off and get married and have kids. I'm like, it seems so boring and average to me. And I know a lot of relationships get that way anyway. But if I look at everybody in my family, I'm like, how is it possible that like when you were just, it's time for me to go meet somebody and get married. And then it's like, I feel like they just picked the most convenient person, like picking apart, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they buddied up.
Yeah.
100%.
And it's hard. Like it is hard to deal with like, when the passion is not like fiery like it was in the beginning, you're like, all right, now what are we doing?
Well, what holds it together otherwise?
Respect, mutual respect.
I understand that.
For each other.
Yeah, but you also need to be able to like, you're also going to fight, and you also need to be able to like fuck makeup, and like there has to be like, you have to have that physical connection is a strong glue. You can, but you understand if you don't have that like listen, we have a friend in common who's living with this person that they had a baby and they thought come on, I can't say what it is, but it was like, this is a disaster.
Yeah.
It's like you have to want to fuck the shit out of the other person, at least in the beginning at some point.
Yeah.
So I think we're all in agreement with this, yes? I think we're all saying the same thing?
I think some people don't, maybe if they've never experienced that, they don't think that is necessarily true. That is nuts because like, what the fuck's the point? Why would I dare spend my time with somebody?
We all have a high sex drive though. Some people just aren't sexual.
Oof, that's.
I don't think they're listening to the show most likely,
No,
but
yeah.
no, that's not true. Every now and then, like we talk about like being like, not interested. Like part of sexuality is the choice to be like celibate for certain periods of life. And there are certainly many people, especially young women, who choose that quite often.
Sure. And
so, I mean, it's part of your sexuality.
I also don't think there's like a woman I know who hasn't like gotten pissed off or hated guys at some point and then tried to be gay and either that like stay that way.
I've
or,
never
like,
tried to be gay and I hate men.
Okay, yeah, I know you do.
I have tried to be gay.
I had sex last night for the first time in a while.
Oh, the date that you were said was real.
What? Which one?
You said you were talking about a date on Instagram story and I didn't know if that was a bit or if that was real.
Which one? When did I say it?
On Instagram stories?
Yes.
I said that? I was on a
Yes, you
date?
said Daddy has a date tonight to Brutus and you gave him some nourishment bowl.
Someone watches your stories.
You know what? That's right. I did do that.
Wow. Yeah. I always watch your dog stories. I love dog information.
Daddy had a date. Brutus got a nourishment bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, where's that? I'm like, on
There's
the
a
little thing you
sentence,
posted
no.
on the internet last night.
I don't remember
you
saying the first part about it.
Were you on a sleeping pill?
Oh my God.
You know what? Here's the deal. To be honest with you, I'm always kind of half on a sleeping pill because of how they work. The half-life of these things. I was walking around, dude, I was walking around the other day and I was just like, oh man, I'm like half a zombie. So like I have to get off these. The same way you had to fucking kick Adderall. I have to like get off these.
Yeah, and then you're tired
I'm too
for a
wound
while.
up, man.
Yeah. I understand.
Corinne, this body's not going to build itself, baby. I got to
Do you still go to the gym a bunch?
Look at me.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
I don't go as much as I used to.
Okay.
I work out more efficiently now, so you have to go less and just get to the point where you're you gotta stimulate growth and get the fuck out.
How many times a week do you go?
4.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
Which I feel like is like
That's good. That's good, but not like taking over your life.
not taking over my life. But if you work out like there's a rule, there's a thing, no mediocre workouts. So if you work out like really hard to the point where you're like, you and I have worked out before. It's fucking hard.
I love a hard workout.
Yeah, you can't,
it makes me relax.
Yeah, you can't. You know what's crazy? I drag like almost every time I go. I drag myself there where I'm like, I just don't.
Yeah, you never want to do it.
I used to love to. So there's a point of like age thing there where I'm like, I have this tiredness that I haven't had. I have this tiredness and I'm like, all right, and the second, once I get started, I leave and I'm like, bang, like I just like, I'm wide awake, I'm alert, I'm present, like that endorphin shit, like I have to, but I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I have to find a balance where it's like, why don't you do this first thing in the morning, Justin? So you feel that way. Like I have to, I don't have good discipline in like a few places that I should.
Yeah.
Like I don't have good sleep hygiene. I'm like, I'll fucking sleep late if I want to, but I have good habits. They just have to be like restructured. So this is why I need a fucking woman in my life. Like I'm serious. This is one of the reasons. I'm better like this.
When you say something like that bothers me so much though, because it's your mom. She's not your mom.
Who said she's gonna?
What? Are you saying that you will act
she's internalizing this. I know what she's doing.
I'm not. No, God, Justin. I'm not internalizing this at all.
I'm saying I'm better when there's a person with me.
To make sure you get up early?
No, I don't need somebody to mommy me.
You just naturally act better when you're with a woman.
I'm just a little bit more stable when I'm in a relationship is what I'm saying. I wasn't saying it's on that person or their duty to take care of me and set my fucking schedule. That's not what I meant.
we have
That's just not what I meant. That's not at all I meant. I meant I'm better in those things in a relationship. I just am.
There's certain habits that I will just I'll automatically like be much better with when I'm in a relationship because I feel it's like a safety thing. So I feel super safe. So I feel like I have more energy to like do things.
I'm less antsy in a way.
Yeah,
so it's
me
like
too.
that's my point. Like at night I'm like, oh shit, we watch this TV show, we go to sleep.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
it's
saying.
Nice, a little
like
routine.
there's a stabilizing aspect to it that like on my own, like I run a little bit fucking
same. Yeah,
I run a little wild and I run a little like nuts in my head. It stabilizes me. I don't think that's.
Yeah, some people are like that. I'm like that.
I'm like that.
Yeah.
I don't need a mommy.
Perfect.
Okay. Cool guys.
You guys are looking at me like I'm going to add something. I'm not going to fight. Okay.
All right.
Sure. It just goes against a lot of things that you've said to me privately.
What about you? Can say what I've said privately. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, first of all, the companionship. I mean, you literally were like seriously asking me to marry you, and I was like,
yes, I would marry you.
but we're not.
But do you want to marry her?
That's my point.
Listen,
that's my point, Justin. We're not like we're not trying to like fuck each other's brains out, and so that's like it feels yucky for someone to just be like, oh, yeah.
I'm half teasing you when I ask that, and you know that 100%.
You're half teasing.
I'm teasing.
But it should be 100% teasing. That's the problem.
Corinne, if I wanted to marry you, I would get on a knee and propose to you properly.
And I would say no.
You gotta date first.
So now I'm not asking you if you're going to say no.
I'm gonna say no.
Fuck. Really?
Yes,
I hate this show.
And this is what bothers me.
I
Like,
got no
that
wife.
you think that I would accept
No,
anything.
I don't.
Like,
I'm fucking teasing you when I say that. And it's my way of also expressing love for you because you know I love you.
okay, and then but then when I say please stop doing that, why do you keep
when
doing
have you ever
it?
said stop doing that?
Multiple times.
I don't. If you said no, I want this on camera. If you said no, I would stop.
Okay, well, I mean it's not like you're raping me. It's fine.
Don't rape her.
No.
That's just why that's why I pushed back when you said that when you say companionship, you mean something like earth shattering because that's just not what you've been conveying to me the past several months.
Absolutely. You are 100% right about that. I'm agreeing with you. If you put those two things together, those do conflict. But when I say that, it's my way of being like teasingly affectionate with you. I don't literally want to put a ring on your finger.
But what's funny about it?
I'm just being, I'm teasing, flirting with you the way I always do.
But then I get annoyed sometimes, and then I
didn't know you got annoyed. I know now that you got annoyed.
It's pretty obvious that I was annoyed when I put up my phone on Do Not Disturb in the middle of a conversation.
I don't feel like you ever do that.
Phones
I don't
automatically
feel like
do that.
you ever do that. You never put your hand in my face
go.
like that.
I'm gonna go now. Bye.
You never say that.
Yes,
you
I never thought to do that.
You never say that. Okay.
Interesting. But I also, and it just also made me, and I also, it felt like you were like stunned that I wouldn't just want this like,
Corinne,
like safety. And I was like, that's not who I am as a person at all.
Corinne, I'm like teasing you when I say that and being affectionate with you.
Okay.
I am. I'm teasing you when I say that and I'm being affectionate with you.
It's like not my language though. You're like not speaking my language.
Okay. I apologize. I didn't realize that I honestly didn't realize that bugged you. I thought you took it as like, in a complimentary way that I was like telling you I
bothers me that we've been friends
I adore you.
That we've been friends for so long and you think that would be complimentary to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because like I don't think of male attention in that way. I'm 38 years old.
No, I know you don't.
Sad.
I know you don't. But I'm being silly. I'm being kind of silly with you.
I just like when people like listen to what I'm saying.
I do.
And
isn't that 90% of our interactions?
No.
Bullshit.
I like talking about dog stuff too.
This is not true. We talk about a lot of things.
Okay.
Okay. I won't say it anymore.
How was your date last night?
I won't say. It was actually good.
Yeah. How did you meet this person?
I'm not gonna say who it is.
No, you don't have to.
I've known her for a
Whoopi
while.
Goldberg.
It was
so
I love Whoopi.
She's an ultimate single lady.
Yeah.
She's really into it.
There have been so many rap songs where they insult her looks.
Really?
She dated Ted Danson.
Yeah, she did.
Dude, young Whoopi Goldberg kind of guy.
Ted Danson
What?
was the hottie of the time.
He was hairpiece.
They were in a really
whatever.
long-term, like they were in a long-term serious relationship.
for a
Whoopi
while.
Goldberg and Ted Danson.
He's so much
when it
taller
comes
than
to
her.
getting nookie, I'm not a rookie. I got girls that make that bitch Tony Braxton look like Whoopi.
Big L.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude. My man.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's rude because I love Whoopi Goldberg.
I love her too. I'm just
get
saying
it.
there's a lot of insulting. She dated
You're not
Ted
going to
Danson.
cast Whoopi Goldberg
because
in a
she's
rap
not
video.
traditionally feminine. She has a lot of, she kind of had that, dressing in like masculine sportswear or workwear that Diane Keaton would do.
Yeah.
She was into that as well.
I don't remember what
Keaton.
Whoopi Goldberg wears.
No, like just like
80s
baggy,
Whoopi
like
was
pants.
Was
slouch.
it 80s good looking?
Yeah. Yeah, she was
we don't
doing
have
a
a
one-woman
screen
show.
She's a bad bitch.
I love Whoopi.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Date was good though.
Date was good. And you've known this person?
Yeah, I've known her and we've always like fooled around a bit, but we've never put the thing in the vajudge. So I was like,
So you went to all the bases except home run.
yeah. Which, by the way,
It's fun.
so fun.
Yeah.
When you
'Cause
gotta
you
go,
have something to look forward to.
you could that too, but you can do. There's so many like fun different things you could do besides that. Where you're like,
I wish I knew
she's
to
fun like that too.
milk it up until the sex for as long as you possibly can. I wish I knew that.
What do you mean, like?
Like, don't just fuck right away. It's fun. It's more fun when you wait.
Yeah, but
It's
you
just
know
more
what?
fun because it's just more interesting.
Yeah, in the heat of the moment, though, good luck.
I know for sure. That's why it's never happened to me.
I think there are reasons. If I'm remembering
If I'm
correctly,
fooling around with you.
there were reasons why we didn't and did everything else. Not a rash.
I was going to say a stigma.
What would the reason
No,
be?
I can't remember.
Someone's in a relationship and
Or
it feels
it's
like
too
not
much.
cheating.
I don't know. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember. I can't remember the
it's too
specifics.
emotional. and the
Sometimes if
P's
you
and the
wait
V's.
too long though, you can miss the boat. I've had that
That's
happen
kind of
where it
what
was like
happened.
very, very like hot and heavy with this guy. We would like make out. He would
It's
come
like you don't want to
over,
ruin it by fucking.
and then when we finally fucked, it was just like anticlimactic.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, she was in a relationship and then moved away and then came back and I was like, oh, I'd love to see you. And then it was like going back and forth and then finally we did. I was like, oh shit, it was really nice to see you. Very
Compliments to the
see
chef.
her. It was nice.
How old was she? Is she? Not was she?
Almost 40, late
died.
30s.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
You've
Well, I don't
dated a
feel-
lot of younger women.
I don't.
Do you notice a difference?
Yeah, what's the
but
difference?
The last one, I feel like, no, I've not dated a lot.
You date young and your age.
No, I've dated, let me say it this way. I fell for somebody who was a lot younger, too young, which ended up being a mistake, which you guys know that story. And the one before,
But you got to tell it.
no problem. The one before,
this episode
no
is going to
problem.
be like, we've talked about this before.
No, the one before,
We've
the one before, I genuinely wanted to date.
Yeah.
But we were
Too much.
different coasts.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
like, you
Long
know.
distance. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's just, that shit does not work. I thought you can make it work.
And
Yeah.
you why wouldn't you
don't-
just move to California since you want to be there anyway?
Because I because I choose.
Because you choose. So you
I
choose New York
be in New
over
York.
that woman though. But that was like a conscious choice.
No, at that
no?
point, no. At that point, I was going back and forth so much that I was like, I would date, like if I'm on dating apps, I look at like New York and LA because I'm like, I could kind of go back and forth a bunch.
Oh, wow.
And I'm
Okay.
like, I would 100% do that. But then
good idea, actually.
that one, I realized like, you know what? It wasn't LA, it was San Diego. So I was like,
Oh, and
remember?
we were
It was-
there?
and I was
Yeah.
like, shit, I was like,
the one
this
that came
one,
to my show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this one
Came to the strip
didn't,
club with us.
This one just didn't work. And I realized, you know what, that's not the best idea. I thought like, it still might actually. I was like, that one, just San Diego and New York just didn't work for us.
Yeah.
For us, it just didn't work for us.
Yeah.
No, the other one was like way too young, but like, forget about her age. There's like women that I've dated. I don't seek out like younger women. I don't like seek it that way. I kind of fall in like the mid-30s, like with the friends
He
I have.
doesn't seek it. It's just where he falls.
I fall in the mid 30s
tricked.
range. I fall in the 30s range.
Yeah.
How does one fall there?
There's a lot of
What
women.
happens?
You wear
There's a lot
unstable
of
shoes.
There's a lot of women who are like in their even late 20s who are like, you're like, this person is surprisingly mature.
Ooh. Heard this in a Nikki Glaser
Yeah,
bit
I was
before.
gonna say, old soul.
This one was surprisingly immature and ended up being a fucking disaster. So.
Yeah, that sucks.
But that's like I was
People don't reveal themselves. Actually, it's so funny because I think men, like straight men, reveal themselves pretty early on, and they'll just straight up tell you something that you're like, wait, what? And then you don't believe them, and then it proves to be true. Women, I feel like, will sneak. Like they'll put on their best self
sure.
pretty hard.
You see the representative.
Which is,
Yeah.
and it's like, it's not a good tactic.
No, this was more like this is what I learned. I was like, when your chemicals fire off, when you get the like chemical attract, like you get that like when the serotonin, the oxytocin dose just spikes over somebody.
Yeah.
You're not thinking.
Clearly,
You're like, I'm like, oh yeah, I can bend myself into these unnatural shapes to fit what this thing that I don't fit into fit.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, I get so driven that I'm like, I know this thing is wrong, but I'm going to try to make this work. I don't do this for a long time.
Yeah.
Like I feel like this doesn't, like there's people who do this and like they keep going after the same person, and it's a disaster. And they're just like, they never learn the lesson. Like, like forget about red flags, like forest fires are going off and they never learn a lesson. With me, I'm like, all right, this is not good. This is not healthy. Like just fucking rip this Band-Aid off. This is going to hurt for a while and just go. I can do that. Like if there's blood in the water, I can fucking get out of the pool. But
What a metaphor.
I thought it was pretty
very
shitty.
Jersey.
I'm on sleeping pills right now, so you know what I'm saying. But this last one, I'm on sleeping pills right now.
I'm on sleeping pills right now with Justin Silver.
No, but this last one, I was just like, all right, dude, this is just not gonna work. But I just had that, like, you get that fucking chemical addiction to somebody, which is like, I love that feeling. But I'm like,
I know it's a great feeling.
it is a great feeling.
How
but
do we
I'm
feel
like,
that without a person?
Don't structure your life around it, Justin.
Yeah.
Like I learned not to make that mistake. What'd you say? How do you
Just
what?
so how do like, you know, all the books I've read, like presumably we can feel that without another person. Like that's all the energy. Yeah, that's energy that's in us. They didn't put the energy in us. That other person didn't plant energy in our brains.
Sure.
That energy was just lying dormant. It's like, how do you how do you activate that energy without like a crush?
I feel like that way when I like write a good joke or a compliment.
I get it.
Taylor Swift actually on the Grammys last night, she said like, this is really, I'm paraphrasing here, but she said like, this is really exciting, but I feel just as a much of a high.
Yeah. When I
write a song or when I
figure out a bridge.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like that. I like that she said that on the mic because I totally agree with her. It's not all about the accolades. It's really like, if you're truly, it's like the creative process.
100%.
Which is a part of life if you're an artist. So
when you're on stage and you're in this state of flow, it's like there's no other time where how we all get like stage health. You could have like the flu, and if you have to go perform, you're like fine while you're doing it.
Yeah.
There's never a time where I'm like more present, where I'm more like in my own skin, where I'm more like not, even though you're doing something that's coming from not like there's no self-attention on yourself, because even though you're the one talking, you're trying to connect with everybody in the audience. Like to me, it's like if I had to choose that or the best orgasm, I would choose that every time. I would choose performing and like that the feeling of that flow state. I think what you're referring to is like a flow state, which is I don't know. I don't know if you're gonna feel the same thing you feel when you're just like I want to fuck the shit out of someone, but there's certainly like your synaptic connections are firing off at a very positive high level. Yeah,
that is the only other close high I get to that is leaving stage after you've just fucking destroyed.
I think we all feel
the
that
best.
way.
Yeah, it's almost better than sex, really.
I think
which I never thought I'd ever say anything is better than sex, but
yeah,
it exists.
Yeah, I think also, but I'm saying part of the reason, like at a certain point, you're like you've kind of fucked around, like you fucked enough. Like you've done enough.
Right?
Like,
I haven't, but I get that.
I have my little brothers. I have two. Like one of them is like got married so much younger than the other one, and he's always got this like yearning. Like he's like, fuck, I didn't like do the thing. Like I didn't get it out. Like it's not out of his system.
Yeah.
So I get that, but it's like I think it's kind of like like you were saying, like younger dudes. You're just so like driven to like it's like pack like consume that I think it's kind of cool when that settles down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I've fucked a good amount.
I've not fucked enough. I've not fucked a lot.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, people
really?
like my number's super low for me.
The quality.
Yeah, I've had great quality, but I want more adventure. I want more like
now. Now you're in a committed thing.
Yeah, but I mean, you could still experience adventure in a committed thing.
Yeah, Justin, you can experience an adventure in a committed thing.
Yeah.
That's the point. Like
convention. What is it? What's the word? What's the line?
You can experience adventure in a committed thing.
Yeah,
go on a date with another couple and talk about fucking in front of each other.
Adventure in a committed thing.
I said it again because I think maybe that's not the way you're looking at a relationship. So
what, like an open relationship? You mean like that?
Not necessarily open. I'm not into open relationships. So
like,
I think Corinne thinks I want to put a woman in a fucking cage and then like hand her my phone and be like, make my schedule, then make dinner. What the fuck are you talking about?
Everything will be better when I have a wife, and it's like I don't know that it will be.
Wait, whoa! Did those words? Everything will be better when I have a wife.
No, I didn't say that you said that. I didn't say that you said that.
I never said. I don't even think that.
No, but even like, but it's like, so do you think like you're kind of like I'm done fucking, time to get married? And I think that is. I think that's a sentiment that many people share, and I think it's unfortunate.
That's not what I'm saying. Let me.
You're done chasing pussy.
I'm done chasing pussy to be like, let me get this one, then the next one. The next thing I'd be like, I'd love to have somebody that I'm crazy about and also want to like spend a lot more time with and give a shit a lot more about than their fucking vagina.
I want to chase one lady.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'd be good in a committed relationship, but yes, I have to want to fuck the shit out of that person. Yeah. And that's not like a common thing to find. I don't understand.
No, really? That's not.
That's why I think like to what I was saying before, I was like, so many friends or people in my family are like, okay, it's time to do this now. And like, oh my God, magically that person just showed up in the year you decided it. I'm like, or did you fucking settle a little bit? Like, I don't want to settle. Otherwise I'll always be looking over their shoulder.
Settling sounds terrible.
I still have a sex drive. It's just not I think though that so insane as it was. That's what I'm saying.
People that don't mind settling because they don't care about that part, they probably do get like a lot more done.
Listen, how many people do you know? And this baffles me. Where they say like, oh, I've never really been like in love with anyone. I go, you never loved anybody? It's like they've never had like that head over heels,
that's
like
wild.
Feeling of lust and like I'm like, that's how is that fucking possible?
Yeah.
Do you know? There's people who like will tell you they've been in their mid 30s or 40s, say like they've never been in love. Yeah, I'm like, how is that possible?
Well, I have a theory that some people don't have a soulmate, so that's how that's possible.
Can I get another?
Or their soulmate is not a romantic person. Their soulmate's a friend or an animal or a person in their family.
Wait, I'm sorry, I missed that.
I said I think some people don't have a soulmate.
Yeah, but
and especially maybe not a romantic soulmate.
How many times in your life have you you've been crazy about somebody? And had great sex with them? How many times?
So many times.
Crazy and great sex, like 3, 4.
Can you be crazy about somebody you don't have great sex with?
I was just sort of like, I guess you could. Yeah. I mean, that's been...
What a tragedy.
Probably like, I would say, even if we're talking about like short versions of this that have not worked and lasted like 4 months or something, I would say like 6 times I felt that.
Yeah.
It's just odd to me that there's people who like...
Have never felt
they're married to somebody and they're like, no, I love him. And yes, we have they seem, I'm like, what are you, a fucking robot?
I think they're looking I think they're just looking for something else.
Also, too, suburb life and city life are just so different. Your options are so much smaller. That I feel like when you live in the suburbs and you find someone kind of like remotely a good option, maybe you get more excited than you normally would because you're like, I gotta husband him.
What's it called? It's called like option paralysis.
Well, that's the problem with us
option paralysis.
within the city. We have too many options. So
many options.
We'll never be satisfied. We always think we can get someone better, and then you're dead.
And you know what? You see, you just articulated perfectly the thing that you said it the way I was thinking of it earlier. Perfectly.
Yeah.
Now we're not fighting anymore.
You know what? I believe there's a dating expert who talks about this a lot. I believe it's Patty Stanger who talks about it a lot. But yeah, it's like you have to, at a certain point, it's not settling. You just have to decide this is the person who I'm going to make it work with. And I'm not going to keep asking myself, is there someone better?
Right.
You know?
I think also, but on a subconscious level, like if you think about like, okay, you live in New York City and now you add these dating apps in where it's like literally you're looking at somebody and in a second you're either swiping to the left or swiping to the right.
Yeah,
and you're projecting these ideas.
That's why I don't go on there. Yeah.
Right. But you could also understand how that, like, it still affects your it still affects your subconscious somehow if you like are on dating apps, even if you're not actively doing it. You're like, there's just there's images passing.
Yeah.
You don't know any of these people. Like, how many people has it been like, like what you think they're like is not what they're like. And then you're like, I didn't think I could ever fall for this person. Or even if it's like a friendship, like I would hang out and be this close to this person. They're not my type of person. We're like, oh shit, like we just happen to be great together, whether it's like romantically or in a friendship or in a bit, whatever it is. And I just think like between living in New York City, between being also performers who are in front of people a lot, and you had dating apps, you're like, it just makes like it's this option paralysis. Like when they show you like 100 versions of your headshot, you can't pick which one. If I showed you 3, you could easily pick it. It's like that same thing.
Yeah.
So I think I've definitely that's. When you're in the suburbs, that's definitely
I think normal humanity experiences option paralysis with so many things. And then when you're in the city, you experience it with people. And that's like, oh, fuck, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Well, you have to, like, for me, option paralysis is like, do you want to go with hottest? Do you want to go with most reliable? Do you want to go with smartest, most interesting? Like, very few people possess all those qualities. So then you go, which was the one that I'm going to want to like deal with
be around term later?
Go give me your order of that.
I don't know it. I just haven't been thinking very much about it. I just like kind of like took dating off the table and things have been much better. It's just not it's just not interesting.
It's a lot of fucking effort.
It's just, I just don't want it bad enough. And there's so many other things I really want badly that I want to put my energy into.
Yeah. I'm in the same position with it. But there's this voice in my head that's like, it's just like what you said, what Patty Stanger says is like, you're thinking like that. And then before you know it, I'm like, oh shit, Justin, your hair finally did turn gray. Like you gotta, you know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah, but for me, if I never end up with anyone, I'm fine with that.
I know you are like that.
Yeah, but like think about like, being like old and then living by yourself. Like you got money.
I have this.
Do whatever the fuck you want.
I would want animals, but I don't need humans.
Well, we're going to start a dog shelter.
I know.
Serious. I'm not even joking about this.
No. Everything else was a joke, but that was serious.
I have this fear. I have this thing called like this is like this looming thing that I have, like city rats, like those people who live in like rent stabilized apartments in New York.
Yeah.
They're like single people. They're in their like 60s. And you're like,
60s,
they've always and they're like, I think like the way I think about it.
I love those people. They wear cool eyeglasses.
60s also isn't old.
I know that. Yeah. I'm just telling you how I see it. I'm telling you how I see this in my mind.
Yeah.
They have like
racquetball.
They have the old cabinetry in their apartment. And there's like, I've been in their house and their house is like, they're like old furniture. There's like papers everywhere. Like their apartment looks like the corner of the studio over here. And you're just like, oh my God, like that. This is what happens when you just like, you're too alone in New York. They become city rats. And I'm like,
you need to do a spring cleaning.
Yeah, that's a choice. That's a choice.
You understand what I mean by that?
I share the fear.
Okay,
I really do. I completely get it.
Yeah, like there's those people who live in my building. I'm like, do you fuck anyone? Or it's like they have the old computer,
They're usually very interesting.
The big computer.
Though. Those people are usually very interesting, and those are the kind of people where you're gonna get like I once hung out with Andy Warhol story from.
Yeah,
pretty much all the people with the piles of papers have hung out with Andy Warhol.
Maybe. I mean,
I've just met
certainly
anytime
a
I
bright
see
side way of
someone with
looking at
an
it.
apartment like that, they always have an Andy Warhol story, and I live for an Andy Warhol story.
Have I met Andy Warhol?
No,
he died.
Right.
Right.
He died in like 1987. So I don't know. You didn't know. So to answer your own question, Justin, no, you didn't meet Andy Warhol.
Here's the problem.
Unless you were like 12.
Here's the problem. Do sleeping pills make you hallucinate a little bit?
And then you think you met Andy Warhol.
Sometimes I think I met. Sometimes I walk around going, like, "Sorry, I can't hang out right now. I got to go meet Andy Warhol."
But also,
sorry,
Andy
like, what?
Warhol.
I'm like, dude, these pills. I can't sleep. I'm hanging out with Andy Warhol.
See, that's what I'm talking about, though. Like, I like someone like Andy Warhol. Like, it's like not necessarily the most attractive person, but it's a memorable person. I think he's kind of cute, actually, but he's gonna stick out. Like, you're gonna stick out.
I
just think it's weirdo. So much more interesting to stick out, than to be conventionally attractive. I love someone who sticks out, who dresses differently, who pierced up their face,
like
put
a Chloe
tattoo.
70
Gap
type.
tooth.
I love a gap tooth.
I'm talking about men. I'm kind of down on Chloe right now.
I have a gap tooth. It's small.
Do you?
I got rid of it. I used to have a huge one.
Yeah, you have a good tooth.
It's kind of
You have a good tooth.
No, like this.
You got one.
I like the space in the teeth.
I used to have a big space, like a Madonna.
Sandra Bernard has a nice big one too.
Yeah, Sandra's
she lives
got
down
a
the
good
block
one.
from me.
I know where she lives. I've been to her apartment. I used to work for her manager.
Really?
So I've delivered scripts there.
I've delivered a script once, and she said, "Leave it on the floor." And I said, "Okay." I thought it was gonna meet you. Yeah. She's a busy lady.
Sandra.
Got to read scripts.
Yeah.
I have to go to LA, and I was just like, oh, I should definitely get on this. The Raya app is bananas.
I bet it's popping in LA.
Have you ever seen? It's popping everywhere. You're like, these are the most attractive
popping
fucking
for
people.
men.
I went on it to see who's famous on there. Matthew Perry.
I met an ex-boyfriend on there. What are you telling me?
What are the guys? No, I'm saying.
I
Like,
saw
what are the
Trevor Noah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see everybody.
Fucking dimples. Oh my god.
You like Trevor
Those
Noah?
people aren't really connecting with anyone though.
I know.
Why?
Because they're just on there. My ex-boyfriend
I think so.
matched with Scary Spice, and I was like, do it. And he was like, but we're dating. I go, do it. Call her up right now.
But we're dating.
I go, this is an order. We don't need to talk about these little details.
What's her name from Uncut Gems? Julia. What's her last name?
Uncut Gems.
Julia Fox.
So like my friend Jane wanted to hook me up with her a few years ago, Julia Fox, and then I matched with her on Raya like recently, and I was just like, I remember when she was telling me about it, I'm like,
She's interesting.
This is too much heat. This is too much. Like she's
a little weirdo, but
that would be way too much. I could never.
When she came out with that like fucking raccoon eyeliner, I was like, I think she's hot, but like, god damn, she was so hot in that movie. Uncut Gems. Like,
she was so fucking hot in that movie.
Yeah, it was so
wild.
Distracting how hot she was.
It really was.
But then like,
I was like, who is this?
Yeah,
she does it. She's not in that way hot in that way, but like she's so weird and dresses so, and her makeup.
Wait, she's
so
not
weird.
hot in what way?
Like she's not that in the Uncut Gems way.
I feel like
she's not.
No, because she
but
did some stuff to her.
I like
face,
her now.
like
I like
filler, and she changed her face a little bit. But I think
her makeup's super weird. Yeah, she's a weirdo. Oh, you should
That's
totally
what Jane
match
told me.
with her.
She was like, and she sounds like
seems fun.
No. That's like but that's like too much.
She
like
dated Kanye.
It's like that. Like
kinda
she,
sucks.
that's like too much. She's like too.
I like that on this episode, Justin's talking himself out of dating Julia Fox as if it's on the table.
No, I'm
But
telling
Justin, she could be
I'm
your
telling you,
Uncut
it was on the table. That's what I was trying to explain to you before.
No, what I'm trying to explain to you is that plenty of people match with these big celebrities. They never actually
That's
meet up.
not what I'm telling.
I've never once heard a
you
story
never
of
heard that. I'm telling you, my friend Jane wanted to hook me up with her because they worked together, and then she's like,
But did
Julia,
Jane tell Julia?
Yes, I'm saying, but I was like, she's like, oh, I showed her your picture. I told you she she would love to go out. And I was like, this is like, we never met. I was like, this is like a little too much.
You
like,
gotta try that for the
no
story.
fucking way.
You're a comedian.
What would the story be? I didn't feel like, I would not feel comfortable. I wouldn't feel comfortable.
You went on a date with the Uncle Tom's girl.
I wouldn't feel comfortable. I just wouldn't. That'd be a little bit too much. It just feels like a little too much.
Is it because she's too famous for you?
No, I don't mean from like a fame factor. She seems like
she does seem like a lot.
Oh,
she seems like a lot and a handful and a fucking
Lynn's favorite phrase, a handful.
Certainly a handful.
A basket, a bit of a basket.
Has a woman ever called a man a handful?
Of course.
I'm gonna start.
There are men that are handfuls for sure.
Yeah, but I don't hear it.
I got a handful for you right here. Get it?
Yeah,
That
you're
means I
gonna
have a big
punch me in the
penis.
face.
That means I have a big penis.
Oh, I thought you meant you're gonna punch me in the face.
Come on. You guys know I'm just joshing.
Just joshing?
I have an ex who's a handful for sure.
Which
I don't know if I've
one?
ever described him as such, but yeah.
Yeah, that would be a little too much.
What do you look for in a lady?
Not Julia Fox.
No,
No,
not a handful.
Uncle Tom's.
You want,
he wants cut gems.
I love a fucking.
Just cut Tom's.
I do like a fucking hottie patati. I have to like.
Ooh, groundbreaking.
unique.
I do like a hottie patati.
So you like
I
the
do.
hot?
I love a chick with I love a chick who like with calluses on her hands from weightlifting.
Whoa, those are two different women. Those are two different women.
But I like I need a nurturer. I like also creative people.
Creative,
I don't
hot
think
nurturer.
I got a colonoscopy the other day.
How was it? Were you passed out for it or no?
So I was like, then I asked my doctor out afterwards.
Are you
I
serious?
I noticed there's the anesthesiologist.
Justin.
The anesthesiologist.
You did get knocked out for it.
We did, but we were like teasing and being funny and flirty like before it. And then I was like, I noticed Dr. Greenbaum doesn't have a ring on her finger. And they go, no, she doesn't. She go, can you call her back in here, please? So like, Dr. Greenbaum, I know she don't have a ring on your finger. She goes, I'm your doctor. I go, I'm your doctor. I was like all fucked up on. What do they give you? But those are great. I got to start taking those.
Nitrous oxide.
No. They knock you out. They give you the Michael Jackson shit. Oh. Then I asked her out. I was like, you know what? I was like, doctor, you were inside of me.
Did you say that to her?
Yeah, but we were teasing. Like I was cool.
That's sexual
I'm not fucking charming and know how to handle myself in a social situation.
No, you were inside of me.
Then when she told me, she's like, you can get dressed now. She just dropped the fucking robe off in front of her.
That's assault.
No, it's not.
Harassment.
They drugged
Wait,
me.
did that really happen?
So, yeah. Yeah.
You said you've been inside me?
Yeah, I was joking. We were joking around the whole time. Like at one point, I asked her, like, you know when they put the heart rate monitor thing on you?
Yeah.
I go, what's my heart rate at? And she goes 50. And she goes, is it because you're an athlete? Like we were like teasing like that. I'm like, no.
Well, she could have
and then it started
that
spiking.
Wasn't sexual though.
No, I'm telling
was a medical
Corinne, you don't think I know how to read a fucking room? Or a
no,
woman?
sometimes no. I think you know how to read a room from when you were a boy.
No. Because the nurse was just like, yeah, you should ask her. Like she's
the nurse. No, nurse is.
Was the nurse a man?
on our friendship. Yes, the nurse was a female, honestly, and she used to work at Caroline's.
Why is she obviously?
She used to work at Caroline's.
Men can't be nurses, Corinne.
Wait, what do you mean?
Wait, so she used to work at Caroline's. Now she's a nurse. Now I'm concerned for the health
The
department.
nurse used to work at Caroline's. Then I said,
sucks.
go call Dr. Greenback. I know she's single.
Closed.
She goes,
She's
yes.
like, I guess I'll get it.
I guess she could get into nursing.
She said, yes, ask her out. And then I did. And then she's like, you can ask me in 24 hours when you're not under influence. I'm like, I'm clear headed. I'm asking you. But I don't think I'd be good with an anesthesiologist. I think I'd be fucking bored.
Oh, you don't know that.
Yeah, she did say
So
that.
Julia Fox is too much, and anesthesiologist is
too
not
little.
enough.
Yeah.
Who's in the middle?
You're like the princess
You know
and the
what?
pea.
You see what I'm saying? This is the problem.
Yeah.
This is the problem.
Is
like
you.
an anesthesiologist. No shit. An anesthesiologist is not enough.
See, I think that's
Julia Fox
cool.
is too much.
That's Justin's memoir, and anesthesiologist is not enough.
That's really
That's
funny.
a good album title, actually.
An anesthesiologist is not enough.
Yeah. Okay. And so
I want you to go out with Julia Fox so
Me
No.
too.
No. I'm telling
I want
that,
you to text us
I
when
would
you're,
be
where
un-
you're
She's
going.
wild. I wanna go out with her.
I don't
Yeah.
listen.
I'll say bye.
Let me tell you. That's just too much. It's like I'd be so. I feel like
It's fun.
I'd be. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I've dated like chicks who are like a little
You
high
kissed Zoe
profile like that.
Kravitz.
I have a little high profile like that, and you're like, it just like makes me uncomfortable. She seems like such an attention seeker. And in a way, but like
you and me and all of us.
No, you too. But I would no, both of you. I would not. No.
Yeah,
She seems
our
like
careers.
She seems like so much. Do you get what I'm saying, dude? Doesn't she seem like
she acts weird for attention, and I'm for that.
I mean, if it's this Julia Fox specifically, yeah, I could see that being a difficult.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot.
A
of
handful is
But
not
I think
stretch.
a lot of people like that in
assume.
general, men too, like famous men of that level, tend to be more single because I think
There are a lot.
The stage is not big enough for two people.
But Bobby Kelly has that great thing. Is like one headshot per relationship.
Right.
I get that.
Yeah. You don't have to. I'm in a 2 headshot relationship.
I like that we've brought that up many times on this show, but Bobby Kelly didn't coin that phrase. You know that, right? That's
he's
like a popular
He's the person
phrase.
I heard it from. He's the person I heard it from.
Okay. Yeah.
Bobby Kelly said it first. No, he's the person I heard it from. I don't know who originated it, but I feel like I don't want it.
Going off of the anesthesiologist is too boring. Like, I feel like you need somebody fun.
That's what I need somebody fun, but not Julia
cooking
Fox
a
fun. Julia Fox is like a souped up Lamborghini. Like, give me like a sport car here. That's like
more
too
of a
fast.
Porsche.
She's too fast.
A Miata.
That's too much. I don't know about a Miata.
Julia Fox has a kid too. Does you know that?
Yeah.
Does she really?
She does?
She has a kid? She's a mom? How old's her kid?
I don't know.
Stepdad to a kid? Get this
Julia.
anesthesiologist in the mix?
Would you date a woman with a child? That'd be fun. I've never done it. That'd be fun. Date a guy with a kid.
I don't know. Here's what I think about. You think about like...
Because then you're not going to be the number one priority, but that's kind of relaxing.
But here's what I think about. I think about like...
No, she's 34.
The dude...
Oh, she's all right.
She's 34? Julia Fox is 34?
Yeah, and then
the father, you're like, how is there like... What's this relationship going to be like? You and like the dad? Sometimes I know a lot of like stories where you're like, ugh, I love like my stepson's father.
Yeah,
the kid's like 3. He was born in 2021.
Oh. Wait, is it Kanye's kid?
It's a kind of, yeah.
No, it's not Kanye's kid.
3 years ago.
She was married in 2018 for a short
What's his name?
spell.
I'll fucking kill him.
To a private pilot named Peter Artemiev.
Yes.
Who I'd ask Peter if he's ever seen a UFO.
Their divorce was finalized in July 2020. They resided together in Yorkville, Manhattan. Their son, Valentino, was born on January 17th, 2021. Fox announced the birth on February 14th.
That kid's name even sounds too hot.
Yeah, Valentino. That sounds like a lot. That's like an
Valentino
extra name.
Fox.
Valentino
Have you ever dated a
Fox.
famous
Will it
person?
be Valentino?
The dad's.
Yeah, Artemiev.
Dated?
If a woman
That's a
wanted
lot.
to marry you and you wanted to marry her, but she didn't want to take your last name, what are your thoughts on that?
I would prefer she do not take my last name.
Oh.
Like you're 2 individuals.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm not
there
into
you
that
go.
thing.
Yeah.
Like unless she was like, I really like your last name. Can I be blank my last name? I'd be like, you could do whatever the fuck you want, but I wouldn't be like, you have to walk around with my brand on you.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
weird thing.
Like fucking stamp her ass like a horse. I'm like, and then get back in your cage and run my schedule. Like Corinne thinks I need.
Make me soup.
I don't know what she's talking
You're,
about.
the
I don't know
man
what she's
doth
talking
protest too much.
I don't know what you're talking about. Have I ever dated? I've been with famous people. I've never like long-term dated famous people.
Yeah, it's fun.
Is it?
Not to, I've never dated a famous person, but I've been with them. It's a
Some
thrill.
are.
That's why I'm like, how are you not trying to bang Julia Fox?
I just feel like it's like too much.
It's just so interesting. Like, I like fucking people because I'm like, this would be interesting. I don't know what it's going to be like.
You don't have, but you're on the other side of the masculine feminine energy thing where you don't have like the fucking male ego where you feel threatened by things like women
I
making
do.
more money than you and things like that the way we do. Like, you know, like we have,
Yeah,
I'm not saying,
she's too big of a. Her light is too bright.
it's
Would
too, that's what I'm saying. Like I have that.
want
I
to date a woman who
100%.
makes more money with
we just wanted you to
than
admit
That-
it on the mic.
That one,
we know
why
that we
wouldn't
know the problem.
Why wouldn't I admit that?
I don't know.
That wasn't necessarily what I was thinking about with her. No, would I date somebody who made more money than me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily like the dollar amount. Like sometimes you don't fit with someone whose lifestyle if they make so much more
Right,
money
and
than
they could
you,
do
but
other
you both make
things.
more money than me. Like if I
Well,
would
there's
date
some
either
people
one of
who
you.
are rich who like make it like they like live in a different universe, and no
Yeah.
matter how much money I had, I
They have
don't
a
want to live in
driver.
that universe. I
Yeah.
don't think it's fun. Well, I would love to have a driver, but other than that,
Yeah.
I just
But-
Winston.
I just don't want to be.
I'm ready.
because then you
Winston?
could do stuff in the
It's the
back of the
driver's name.
car when someone's driving you. It's
Right.
like it's
Well,
just
honestly,
You
I
can
was
also
thinking
take
about
an
that.
Uber and
I'm
do
like,
the same
man,
thing, Corinne.
I would be so much quicker.
I did,
on
and I
email.
do.
Yeah, she does. But I spend a lot of time in my car, and I'm like, whenever I do take an Uber, which is rare, I'm like, oh my God, I got all this time to answer emails? Fuck.
Yeah.
It's like an office. It's like an office.
Yeah, I'm gonna rehearse in the Uber on the way to the
you do a lot of stuff
thing.
when you're being driven around.
Well, that's what we used to do when we would go to LA all the time. You would drive, but then I would do all the respond to all the emails for guys we fucked.
That's the best when someone's when you're on the road and it's a road gig that you can drive to here, and you bring somebody that can drive. That's the best time to like prep shit because you're like, there's an immediacy to it.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh shit, I gotta get these.
Yeah,
I gotta get these. But no, would I date somebody who made more money than me? Yeah, unless it was just like it was like
unless it was too much.
Unless it was too much and it was like interfering. Like she's like, well, you know,
why can't you buy these Louis for me?
Would you go on a vacation that she paid for?
Oh, here's the thing. My instinct, and let me really clarify this. Sure. My instinct is to first say no, that would not make me comfortable.
Okay,
but then I'm like, wait a second.
Why?
You say things when you're looking at things from a distance in terms of these like preferential like checklists that you have. Like my preferences would be no, but like when I'm in LA, I stay with my friend Whitney, and like there's so many times where it's like I'm staying at her house and I totally feel comfortable with her, and like, you know what I mean? Like when it's an individual and you guys, you don't know how you would feel with that specific individual.
Right.
But like, would my preference be that? No, my preference would be like, I like to be a bit of a caretaker. Mm-hmm. I don't mean like in such a traditional way where it's like the woman never puts her hand in her pocket. Then you're like also like blowing out their light. Yeah. You know what I mean? You have to let them take care of you also, because people like to do that. You know what I mean? People like to love you back.
Right. But what if she wants to go on a vacation that she can easily afford and you can't? And so like, you don't want to, she's not going to want to like downgrade to the kind of vacation that you want to, that you can afford.
Right. So what I'm saying is those all become like,
cause like, that's my thing. My thing is like, right. When people feel uncomfortable, if I'm going to pay for a vacation, I go, I hear you, but I go, please know this is really for me.
I understand that.
And you're just coming along, and I'm like, I don't want to go to a lesser place to make you feel comfortable when I've worked really hard and I can afford to go to this place.
It's individual to individual. Like if I imagine myself being your boyfriend and you said that just like that, I'd be like, yeah, that's of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and it's more fun to go with someone.
Otherwise you're being like, you're kind of like, can you get over your own shit? And like, then you're like not like, being present because you can't get over your old shit.
Yeah.
That's like, that to me is like, that would be like, you're more affected than you are, you know.
Right, because I don't expect anything in return except for the person to have a good time. My favorite is when you pay for something and then someone complains. I go, for the free trip you're on?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
that's ballsy.
Yeah, it would be another thing if like, you know, there's plenty of women who would also do that. And I'm not saying you're this type at all, but there are plenty of women who would do that, and men probably, that would do that and then throw it back in your face. Like, when we all know materialistic like dickheads and cunts that would both do that kind of thing and throw it back in someone's face.
Well, because some people weaponize like finance, and use it to keep people in abusive situations.
Right. So when you ask me that, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like looking at it at a distance. I'm like, ooh, but the thing you'd have to be careful of is someone weaponizing that thing. And then I'm like, wait a second, you wouldn't date somebody who did that anyway. So,
right.
So the answer is, that probably wouldn't get in my way, although it wouldn't be like, my preference wouldn't be, there's dudes, I find this so weak. There's dudes who it's like, they want like a sugar mama. They're like, I want a woman who, like, I'd love to date a rich chick. So I'm like, how could you, like, how? That's so like emasculated. That's like, it's so like weak.
I don't like it when either gender wants to just date a sugar mama or a sugar daddy. I don't like that.
What's the fun in it?
Well, the fun is you don't got to work and get to do nice things all the time.
That's the fun.
That doesn't sound fun. Don't gotta worry.
Sounds a little fun now. I'm tired.
It sounds like a vacation, but like I can't go like on a tropical vacation 5-6 days max, or else I'm bored as fuck. Like I just feel like I would be bored. But
I can't just like. Can you just like lay on? Can you just like lay on the beach all day? Can you do that?
No, I need to do stuff.
For a couple days, I could do it.
Couple days max.
Maybe one.
Yeah, the sun's so good for you. Yeah, if you don't have, especially when you don't have it ever.
Yeah, that's true. Justin, where can we find you online? What would you like to promote?
I've got a bunch of road days. I'll just my Instagram page is @IamJustinSilver on all social media platforms, and I also have this cool dog charity thing that I do called Funny for Fido, and you can see all the cool stuff we do to throw comedy benefits to raise money for homeless animals. As Corinne just joined me on, and we raised a bunch of money. So just those two social media platforms, and you'll find everything else from there.
Yay!
All right, thank you so much for the return of Justin Silver. This has been Guys We Fucked, the anti-slut shaming podcast. We'll talk to you next Friday. Thank you. Bye.